Caitlyn Clark is officially on vacation. The Indiana Fever star is taking her first break in almost a year. But hold on, this isn't just any break. Think about it. While other stars are on the Olympic team, Clark is recharging her batteries. And when she comes back, are we going to see a renewed Clark ready to score 30 points per game in the second half of the season? Subscribe to the channel because we're diving into these topics and much more right now. Seriously, folks, Caitlyn deserved this break more than anyone. Since September 2023, she hasn't stopped for a second. Just think, she played an intense college season with Iowa, went through the draft, faced rookie training camp, and plunged headfirst into the WNBA. That's a lot for any player, even Clark. And it's not just the number of games, it's the intensity. Clark plays practically every minute on the court. This shows how important she is to the Fever, but also how much she needs this time to recover. The fact that she decided not to participate in the skills and three-point contests at the All-Star is a clear sign. Clark is exhausted and needs to recharge. And you know what's best? This break might be exactly what she needs to come back even stronger in the second half of the season. Just imagine, a rested, renewed, and hungry Caitlyn. If she was already putting up those numbers while tired, what are we going to see when she comes back? That's why this vacation is so important. It's not just a break, it's a chance for her to come back even better and take the Fever to another level in the playoffs. But there's one point that everyone is talking about: the Fever and Christie sides. The team is in the playoff race, which is great, but we need to be honest here. Sides management has been, at the very least, questionable, especially when it comes to Clark. We've seen games where Clark stayed on the court for 40 minutes. 40 minutes, folks. That's not strategy, it's exhaustion. Clark is incredible, but she's not a machine. This game time management is affecting not just her performance, but the whole team's. And it's not just that. Sides' decisions at crucial moments have left many people scratching their heads. Wrong substitutions, lack of tactical support when the game gets tough. All of this is weighing on the Fever, and especially on Clark. The Fever has a unique window of opportunity with Clark. She's the type of player who changes the game, who elevates everyone on the court. But for that to happen, she needs a system that supports her, not exhausts her. That's why this Olympic break is so crucial. It's not just a chance for Clark to rest, it's an opportunity for the Fever to rethink its strategy. Because, let's be honest, if things continue like this, the Fever risks wasting the phenomenal talent they have in their hands. And with all this in mind, there's something that's been making waves behind the scenes in the league: the possibility of a major change in the Fever's coaching staff. And when I say major, I'm talking about a name that needs no introduction: Cheryl Miller. For those who watched the All-Star game, they saw something very interesting. Cheryl Miller was there, coaching the WNBA team. And it wasn't just for show. The basketball legend showed that she still knows the game very well, executing offensive sets that left many people in awe. The most impressive thing? The offensive moves Miller set up in the All-Star practices were far superior to what we've seen from the Fever during the season. We're talking about double cuts, well-structured pick-and-roll plays, things that really take advantage of the talent of the players on the court. And here's the crucial point. There are strong rumors that Cheryl Miller might take over the Fever as soon as next year. Just think about what that would mean for Clark and the team as a whole. A coach with Miller's experience and knowledge could be exactly what the Fever needs to take the next step. Miller is no rookie when it comes to coaching. She has experience in both the WNBA and college basketball. She knows how to develop young talent and how to build systems that maximize the skills of her stars. Imagine Clark, with all her talent and game vision, being guided by someone of Miller's caliber. It's the kind of combination that could not only elevate the rookie's game to another level, but also transform the Fever into a true title contender. Of course, none of this is guaranteed yet. But the fact that we're having this conversation shows that the Fever is at a decisive moment. The next few weeks could define not just the immediate future of the team, but the direction of the entire franchise in the coming years. Now let's step back a bit and talk about the All-Star game, because there's a very important detail that many people might not have noticed. Clark, even being one of the biggest stars in the league, decided not to participate in the skills and three-point contests. For a rookie, especially one with Clark's hype, these competitions are a golden opportunity to showcase her talent, but she passed on it. Do you know why? Because she really needed this break. It's a clear sign that exhaustion was hitting hard, And it wasn't just physical rest she needed, but mental as well. And this brings us to a crucial point. What can we expect from Clark when she returns after this vacation? Well, if basketball history has taught us anything, it's that players of her caliber, when well-rested, come back even stronger. Let's look at Clark's numbers in the last 10 games before the All-Star. 18.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 11.4 assists on average. That's already incredible. But imagine what she can do after a proper rest and recovery period. It wouldn't be surprising at all to see Clark coming back with averages of 25 points or more per game. And it's not just about scoring. A rested Clark means a mentally sharper player, capable of making even better game reads and elevating her teammates' level. Besides, this rest period isn't just physical. It's a chance for Clark to recharge mentally, study the game, analyze her own performance. When she comes back, it won't just be with a recovered body, but with new ideas and strategies. And there's more. While the league's main stars are focused on the Olympics, Clark is getting the chance to prepare specifically for the second half of the WNBA season. This could give her and the Fever a unique competitive advantage when the league returns. But what about the immediate future of the Indiana Fever? The franchise is at a crossroads, and the decisions they make now will shape not just the rest of this season, but potentially the next few years of the team. First, there's the coaching issue. If the Fever is seriously considering bringing someone like Cheryl Miller, now is the time to make that change. The Olympic break offers the perfect opportunity to implement a new system without the pressure of regular games. But it's not just about who will be in charge. The Fever needs to look at its roster and make smart moves. New additions could give Clark the support she needs on the court. And speaking of Clark, the Fever needs a clear plan to maximize her talent. This means not just adjusting her playing time to avoid exhaustion, but also building an offensive system that takes advantage of her unique passing and shooting skills. There's also the issue of developing other talented players on the team, like Aaliyah Boston. The Fever needs to find a balance between giving Clark the protagonism she deserves and nurturing the other key pieces of the roster. Another crucial point is the team's culture. We know there's frustration among the players with the current management. The Fever needs to address this head-on, creating an environment where their stars feel valued and supported. Finally, the Fever needs to think long-term. Clark is the kind of player who can be the face of a franchise for years, but for that to happen, she needs to see that the team is committed to building a title contender around her. If the Fever gets these decisions right, we could see a complete transformation in the second half of the season. Imagine a Fever with a rested Clark, an efficient new tactical system, and adequate support pieces. This team would not only enter the playoffs strong, but could surprise many people and make a serious title run. What do you think will happen? Will the Fever use this break to reinvent themselves? Will Clark come back tearing it up? This is the kind of moment we, as basketball fans, love. Anything can happen, and we're going to be here following every step. If you're as excited as I am about the second half of the season, leave your predictions in the comments. What do you think the Fever needs to do to take off? Who would be the ideal coach to lead Clark? Don't forget to leave your like on the video if you enjoyed this analysis. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the perfect moment. We're going to have hot content about the WNBA every week. Thanks for watching until the end, and see you in the next video.